the 6 MIT students
Yeah.
that bring down the casino. How did you first come across them?
Yeah, there's a wild story. So I was a fiction writer. I used to write thrillers that nobody read. I wrote for the X-Files, if you remember the X-Files. I had a TV movie called Fatal Error, which please don't see. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel like 2 in the morning a couple days ago. It's like, it was about Antonio Sabato Jr., if you remember that underwear model. He plays a surgeon in the movie. It's really bad. I remember I watched the scene with my dad. My dad is a doctor. And there's a scene where Antonio Sabato Jr. is leaning over this patient's chest. And he goes, "We've got a subdural hematoma." And my dad turned to me and goes, "You know that's in the head, right?" That's the quality of the writing I was doing. So I was writing these like thrillers back in the 90s. And basically, I used to hang out at a bar in Boston called Crossroads, which is this like local MIT dive bar if any of you went to MIT. And there was this group of MIT kids who used to hang out there. And they were, you know, regular geeky MIT kids, except for they had tons of money. And it was always in $100 bills. And the thing is, you never see $100 bills in Boston. You know, in New York, you guys see $100 bills. In Vegas, they come out of the ATM machines. But in Boston, you never see $100 bills. And so I went up to the main guy and I was like, "Why do you have all this money?" And he went to his house and he showed me his laundry and he had $250,000 in $100 stacks. And I was like, wow, I mean, that's a lot of money. And so I started going to Vegas with him, and that was my entrance into the team. So for 6 months, I hung out with him.
And how do you decide to strap 250 grand on your body and sneak it through security?
Yeah, so I wanted to be a part of this team. So I was writing these fictional thrillers, but here was this true story, and I'm like, I'm gonna write this story. And I was a big fan of Hunter S. Thompson and sort of gonzo journalism. I was like, I'm gonna live like this, I'm gonna do it. So I joined the MIT team as much as I could. I used to strap the money on your body, you sneak through security, you go. It was really wild. It was just like the movie 21, if any of you saw it. We were really living this kind of crazy life. We were getting chased out of casinos by security personnel, and it was awesome. It was, you know, better than the stuff I'd been writing, but it was all real. And so I ended up, that was my first nonfiction book.
How about the first time when you're approaching the gate? Are you just beat to sweat?
Now you gotta remember, this is pre-9/11, so I used to be able to wear a coat. And you could wear a hat, right? So you would have the money in Velcro straps, and you could put another $10,000 in a hat, and it was in all your pockets. And back then, you know, yeah, it was a little scary. And I will say, when you do get caught with money in the airport, you end up handcuffed, and you end up in a cell beneath Logan Airport, if you're in Boston. And that gets really scary. But in the end, you haven't done anything illegal. There's nothing illegal about moving your own money around. But it does raise a lot of eyebrows, and the IRS comes in, all these people want to know where this money's going. But in general, the scarier things were when you were in a casino and suddenly people figured out what you were doing and you were getting caught. And it's not illegal, you can't go to jail, but you do end up in a back room. And a back room in Vegas, you know, has this kind of fear factor to it, but nothing really bad happens.
It sounds like you've been watching a lot of the movie Casino.
Casino, well, you hope that that doesn't happen. Nothing like that happens, but you do end up, you know,
Fingers still see.
Yeah,
seen
still
there.
on my fingers. Yeah, yeah.
Very good.